Welcome back to the 6 Minutes English Podcast, the place to grow your English, step by step.
If you find this useful, please give us a like and subscribe for more learning tips.
I'm supposed to be working on that big report for work, but here I am, scrolling through social media, achieving absolutely nothing.
Tell me about it. I've got that presentation due next week, and I haven't even opened the file. It's like there's an invisible wall between me and productive work.
Seriously, why do we do this to ourselves? I always feel so much worse when I leave things till the last minute. The stress is just not worth it.
Right? It's not like it makes the task any easier or more pleasant. For a long time, I just blamed it on being lazy or lacking self-discipline.
Me too, but it feels more complicated than that. Like, deep down, I want to get it done, I know it's important, but I just can't seem to start. There's this mental resistance.
Exactly. That resistance is key. I read something interesting the other day that said procrastination isn't just about laziness. It's often linked to emotional regulation. We put off tasks because they trigger uncomfortable feelings.
That makes a lot of sense. So, if I'm worried about not doing well, or if I think the task is going to be incredibly difficult and unpleasant, I just avoid it. It's a way of avoiding that anxiety or frustration. What does put off mean exactly?
It's a really common phrasal verb. To put something off simply means to delay or postpone it. Like, I keep putting off going to the dentist, or, don't put off until tomorrow what you can do today.
Got it. So it's not just avoiding the task itself, but cleverly avoiding the asterisk feelings associated with the task. That's a pretty insightful way to look at it.
Yeah, like anxiety about not doing well, the fear of making mistakes, boredom if the task is repetitive, or even feeling overwhelmed if it's a huge project. Our brain seeks immediate comfort, so we choose something easy and instantly gratifying like scrolling over facing that delayed discomfort.
That's so true, and I've heard about the fear of success too, sometimes. It's weird, but it's like, what if I do a fantastic job, and then everyone expects that level of performance all the time? Or it leads to more responsibilities I don't want.
Absolutely. That's a real factor for many. And then there's perfectionism, which is a huge one for me. I sometimes spend so much time planning to do something perfectly that I never actually start doing it. Or I bite off more than I can chew with the scope of the project, aiming for an impossible standard.
Oh, bite off more than I can chew. What does that mean in this context?
It's an idiom that means you've taken on a task or commitment that's too big, too difficult, or too ambitious for you to handle effectively. Like if you promise to organize a massive charity event single-handedly when you have a full-time job and young kids. You've bitten off more than you can chew.
I see. So aiming for perfection, or taking on too much, can be paralyzing because the perceived mountain is just too high.
Exactly. And often, it's not even about the task itself, but how we frame it in our minds. If we categorize it as a huge, insurmountable challenge, it's incredibly easy to just avoid starting the climb altogether. The cognitive load feels too heavy.
So, breaking it down into much smaller, manageable steps would help then. Like, instead of write the report, it's open the document, or write one paragraph. Or even, just jot down 3 bullet points of ideas.
Precisely. The idea is to lower the barrier to entry so much that it feels almost silly not to do it. Just get the ball rolling. Even a tiny step can create momentum.
And what does get the ball rolling mean specifically?
It's another common idiom. It means to start something, especially a process or an activity, so that it can continue or gain momentum. Like, once we get the ball rolling on this new marketing campaign, it'll be easier to maintain the effort. It's all about that initial push.
That's a really useful phrase. It's like the initial inertia is the hardest part. Once you've started, even a little bit, it feels easier to keep going.
Exactly. And sometimes we procrastinate because we're genuinely not quite sure what the next step is, or the instructions aren't clear. So, seeking clarification or planning out the first few steps can really help.
Or we might just be genuinely tired. Our willpower is a finite resource, right? If I've had a really mentally draining day, pushing myself into a challenging task feels almost impossible.
Definitely. Self-compassion is absolutely key here. Instead of beating ourselves up for procrastinating, which often just adds another layer of negative emotion and makes us feel even worse, understanding why we're doing it can lead to much better, more effective strategies.
So true. The self-criticism just fuels the fire of avoidance. It becomes a really counterproductive cycle. We avoid, then we feel guilty and self-critical, then we avoid even more to escape those new negative feelings.
Exactly. It's a vicious circle. And what about the present bias that people talk about? Is that connected to all this?
Oh, absolutely. Present bias is a big one. It's our human tendency to value immediate rewards and costs much more heavily than future ones. So, the immediate pleasure of scrolling social media or watching TV is chosen over the future benefit of finishing that report, even though we logically know the future benefit is greater.
That explains why I always promise myself I'll start early tomorrow, or tackle it first thing on Monday, but then tomorrow or Monday comes, and I'm doing the exact same thing. That future discomfort always seems less real than the present desire for comfort.
Precisely. Tomorrow's problem or future consequences always feel less urgent and less painful than today's comfort and gratification. It's a fundamental cognitive bias we all grapple with.
So, to recap, it's clearly not just simple laziness. It's often a complex mix of things: fear of failure or success, perfectionism, feeling overwhelmed by the task's size, a lack of clear steps, using procrastination to avoid uncomfortable emotions, and our natural tendency to prioritize immediate gratification.
You've pretty much nailed it. It's a multifaceted psychological phenomenon. Recognizing that complexity, and understanding the specific why behind our own procrastination, is the crucial first step towards effectively managing it.
It genuinely makes me feel a bit better knowing it's such a common human experience, not just some personal failing that only I struggle with. And it gives us a framework to actually address it.
Absolutely. And knowing the why allows us to develop targeted, compassionate strategies, rather than just vaguely saying, I need to be less lazy, which rarely works anyway.
Like setting incredibly realistic, tiny goals, deliberately breaking daunting tasks down, identifying and addressing underlying fears, and perhaps most importantly, being kinder and more patient with ourselves.
Precisely. So, now that we've had this insightful discussion, maybe we should both try to apply some of that wisdom to our own pending tasks?
Deal. I'm going to open that report document right now and just type out 3 potential headings. That's it for now. Just 3 headings.
Good idea. I'll open my presentation software and outline just the first 3 slides. No content yet, just the topics. We can totally do this.
Let's do it. Time to get the ball rolling.
Thanks for listening to English Boost. Remember, practice a little every day and you'll see big results. See you in the next episode.